What up? It's K.Honesty, and I'm about to do a review of the Real Housewives of Potomac Season 9 Reunion Part 1. So if you haven't seen the Part 1 of the Season 9 Real Housewives of Potomac Reunion, turn this video off, go watch the episode, and then come back and watch this review. Please like the review, subscribe to my channel. It's the simplest, freest, I was about to say because freest ain't a word, but it's the simplest, easiest way to support my channel. It's free, it's anonymous. Best way to support my channel. Comment below what you would grade this week's episode, what you thought about it, if there's anything that I leave out, forget, or I'm off on, or you just have an opinion in general. Leave it in the comments. I'm not a public speaker. I will tend to fumble my words and say and so and like 1,000 times. I may stop to regain my thoughts. I may slow my speaking down to regain my thoughts. Anything I say is my opinion. It does not reflect anyone or anything associated with the show. I'll be looking at my notes that I take throughout the show, and I might breathe heavy. I might breathe heavily, because I'm big as a house. So yeah, I'm closely approaching my due date on March 2nd. So my breathing might be a little crazy, but we're gonna get through it. Either way, last chance, the Real Housewives of Potomac Season 9 Reunion Part 1. If you have not seen it, turn this video off so you don't get any spoilers. Trying to do this and beat the sun before it go down. I still gotta do my Murray to Medicine. I might have to do my Murray to Medicine with the ring light, but we're gonna get through it. So this reunion, it starts off with we begin first with Karen's guilty verdict in her DUI case, and you know they show the body cam footage. I hate this for Karen. I love me some Karen, but this season I haven't been feeling her. So we get this body cam footage of Karen. You know, she's talking about she George Washington's concubine and how she's rich and all this other stuff. And poor Ray is there to pick her up. And she's talking about she lit. We all seen. I mean, y'all should have seen the body cam footage by now if you haven't. And then we get this interview from Karen. Basically, she's getting super emotional, talking about her verdict, and she talks about taking full accountability as she waits for her sentencing and whatever the case may be. And, you know, she tells her fans that to do as she say, not as she does. So then we fast forward 3 weeks later. It's the day of the reunion. The ladies are arriving. They're in their dressing rooms. And, you know, they're talking about Karen. Is she here? Is she not here? They're talking about the verdict and the body cam footage, of course. So then we come out. The ladies come out. And of course, Andy, the first thing he mentions is Karen's absence. Karen is not at the reunion, and she asks if anyone's heard from her. And most of the ladies say they haven't heard from her since Christmas, and they try to act like they don't know why she's not there. It's so annoying. Like even if she didn't check herself into rehab, y'all know why she's not there, because she don't want to have to address all the shit that's done played out now after the show done went off. Because during the show she was so sure that she would be vindicated, and only the real, I want to see who the real riders are for me and all that other shit. So don't act like y'all don't know why she wouldn't have shown had not Andy then announced that she's not there because she's checked herself into rehab. And all the ladies are like, okay, that's good, that's great. So, and then, of course, the ladies all agree that they feel like the only reason Karen checked herself into rehab is to lessen her sentence, because her sentencing hasn't happened yet. Ashley pulls out a picture of Karen. She's like, I kind of had a feeling the Grand Dame wouldn't be joining us, and pulls out this picture of Karen. Okay, we have that. Then Andy plays a video by Karen. He swears, like, I haven't seen this yet. So then Karen explains in her video that she's going to rehab to confront taking antidepressants and drinking. She's going to confront those demons or whatever the case may be. And she thanks specifically Giselle, Kierna, Jazzy, even Candace, and Andy Cohen. She thanks them all for their support, their letters, their them reaching out or whatever the case may be. And it was like, no Wendy. It was crazy. I was like, so no Wendy. Wendy and Stacey went to bat for her. Well, Wendy went to bat for her the whole season. Stacey went to bat for her a couple of times during the season. So it was crazy that she didn't say their names. So after the video plays, Giselle, she gets emotional. You know, she states how much she just wants the best for Karen, and she may say things or whatever, but she genuinely wants the best for Karen. So Andy then brings up Wendy's expression after watching the video, and Wendy's like, well, you know, after watching this video and seeing what she said to Stacey about me play out on the show, that made me realize that Karen is not my friend. And all the ladies are like, oh no. And then Giselle chimes in and she's like, well, you know, I've been trying to tell you that, Wendy. And Wendy's like, well, I didn't trust you at the time. It's just like, yeah, so y'all just gaining a little friendship. Don't try to make it seem like she should have believed you, of all people, Giselle. So then Wendy also mentions, you know, last season when my mother was getting dragged through the mud, Karen was the only one that was defending my honor or stuck up for me or whatever the case may be. So then they don't talk too much about it, but they do talk about Karen's body cam footage and you know, how bad it was, basically. I can't even remember what they said about it. They didn't say too much about it. And then in the video that she left for the lady, she says when she comes back to the show, she won't be the Grand Dame. She's just going to be Karen Huger. And I think they talk a little bit about Giselle giving Karen that name, or whatever the case may be. So then we get Wendy's package is shown. Wendy and Giselle, they talk about, after the package is shown, they talk about making amends on the show. Wendy does mention that the conversation that her and Giselle had at that lunch, it was actually about 2 hours long. So they edited to make that small ass scene to make it seem like nobody really, Giselle didn't take no accountability for all the shit she did to Wendy. So they let it be known. Wendy lets it be known, but it's just like, we should have talked a little more about that. But since there's so much going on with Karen and Mia this season, we didn't really get on Giselle ass about that conversation. Because Giselle, they should have been getting on Giselle ass too. We ain't forget all the bullshit you've been doing. So then Andy asks Wendy, how is Happy Eddie coming along? And Wendy's like, well, you know, business is booming. The cannabis business is always popping. So then Andy asks any of the ladies if they've partaken. And we know we've seen Stacey get gifted some Happy Eddie about 2 or 3 times on the show. So, of course, Andy's like, Stacey. And Stacey's like, she turns to Wendy. She's like, I salute you, your husband's business. And then Giselle comes and she's like, well, aren't you trying to start your own Happy Stacey? And she's like, you know, you meet with someone and tell them that you're a celebrity. And she tells Wendy, don't be surprised if next season Stacey has a Happy Stacey. And Stacey's like, I did no such thing. I don't know what she's talking. She tells Wendy, I don't know what she's talking about. That'd be crazy if Stacey do come out with something like that next season and we be like, girl, at the reunion, Giselle called you out about it and you act like you ain't know what we was talking about. So, Andy then reads a fan question asking Wendy if she thinks it's fair to withhold her kids' trust money unless they get a master's degree. Seeing as though her mother was so strict on her, whatever the case may be. So Wendy breaks down that, you know, my kids, they still get a trust, but they get bonuses depending on how much they achieve. Like, they get a bonus amount of money if they get the master. They get bonus amount of money if they learn to speak our native language. And my daughter gets bonus amount of money if she joins the same sorority that I did. And all the ladies are like, okay, I like that. So it's not like she leaving them out to dry. Like, they get extra money if they do extra, basically. And I don't think that's wrong with that. I don't think nothing's wrong with that. So, Andy talks about Wendy going to the White House. And Wendy talks about how surreal it was. And Andy asks Wendy if she regrets inviting Karen, especially hearing 4 days later that Karen was saying negative things about her. And Wendy says, yes, I regret it. I wish I would have never brought her. And all the ladies are like, really? This is like, why y'all keep acting shocked when Wendy say stuff? She's like, yes, if I'm going to speak how I really feel, that's how I feel. So then Andy asks Wendy how she felt after Stacey told her what Karen had said about her, Wendy says that she believed it when Stacey told her, because she's like, what would Stacey have to lie for? And Kiana tells Stacey that it wasn't kind of her to tell Wendy what Karen said only after her, Stacey and Karen were falling out or whatever. So Stacey doesn't really say nothing. She just says a whole bunch of bullshit. Like, I told her when I felt like telling, which was just like Kiana said after you and Karen started beefing. So then Wendy shares with Stacey that before Stacey joined the group, Karen warned her to be weary of Stacey because Stacey is very smart and educated or whatever the case may be. And Giselle's like, is she? Giselle, why is Giselle not checking for Stacey? I was just so lost about that. I said, damn, Giselle. Andy's like, so you don't think she's educated, Giselle? So then Andy brings up the comment that Giselle said on the show about Karen always gravitating towards the newbies before they come in, and basically grooming them, like letting them know who to watch out for or who to be friends with or whatever the case may be. So then the ladies, they ask Kiana, because they like, Kiana gravitated towards you. Did she say anything to you about anybody? And Kiana's like, no, Karen didn't do that with me. And then she says that she'll always have a soft spot for Karen because, after her altercation with Deborah, Karen was the only one that like went with her to the hospital, stayed with her, whatever the case may be. So then Wendy tells Kiana, like, basically a warning. She's like, if Karen feels like she can mother you, then she'll love you. But if you move around in this group like if you move around in this group like you can navigate it without her, then she'll turn on you. And all the ladies are like, I agree. I'm just like, damn, Wendy's not fucking with Karen no more. I wonder how well, they saying that Karen might not come back next season. She might take a season off, so I don't know. But if she do come back next season, it's going to be weird to see her and Wendy's relationship. So, Jazzy then joins the ladies. We find out that Jazzy is engaged, and she pulls out her wedding invitation to invite Andy. She tells all the ladies that they're invited and they'll be getting their invitation soon. So then Andy reads a fan question and asks Jazzy if she was the side chick. And then he also brings up Mia. He's like, you're a side chick. How do you feel about this? So then Jazzy's like, I was never a side chick. She says when she got with her fiance, him and his pregnant ex said that they weren't together, so she was never the side chick, as she says. She tells Andy that she'll be his side chick. I was just like, excuse me. So Andy begins talking about fucking G&A. I'm like, why are we even talking about them? Starts talking about G&A. And then they show a joint package of Giselle and Ashley, which shows that they didn't really have much shit going on this season for their packages to be shown together. But after the package is shown, of course, they show flashbacks to like previous reunions where we asking Ashley about her divorce over and over again. So Ashley's now saying that her and Michael have signed all the necessary paperwork they need to sign, and now it's just up to the state of Virginia to sign off on their divorce or whatever. And she says that she will be getting child support, but since she signed the prenup, she basically waived her rights to alimony. And Stacey is the opposite. Stacey is not getting child support and getting alimony. And then Andy turns to Mia and is like, so what is your status of your divorce? And Mia's like, me and Gordon, what'd she say? We're in the final stages, waiting for the judge to sign off. And all the ladies are like, oh, bullshit. Because, like, she keeps saying the same thing. And nobody's believing her. So then Giselle and Ashley are asked about G&A because everybody fucking is confused about what the fuck they doing now. And you go to the website, it's just pictures of Giselle and Ashley is what Andy says. So Ashley says that the two of them were in different spaces financially. So they pivoted to community outreach. So now they're like the liaisons between community outreach programs and stuff like that. So Andy's like, so now it's just like, and everybody just looking still confused as shit. Wendy's face is saying it all. It's just like, just give it up. Just say it's a failed business because y'all ain't doing shit. So, Then Andy brings up the episode where Giselle and Ashley's GNA event was the same day as Karen getting awarded for something like that, the two events, and how the ladies decided to tried to go to both. So Giselle said that she appreciates that at least Wendy and Kiana was like, well, we stand with Karen's at Karen's event, but calls out the other ladies a little bit. But then she admits that she knows her anger was really towards Karen, and she said that's why she apologized. And they showed a clip of Giselle apologizing, and Andy's like, that's so new for you, and Giselle's like, yeah, get into it. So right before Jazzy leaves the stage, Ashley asks her what happened at Mia's birthday party, because apparently some stuff happened, but that wasn't filmed or whatever. So Jazzy explains that she and Stacy received a birthday invite from Mia to come celebrate her birthday with her in Miami. And then when they touched down in Miami, Mia was nowhere to be found. And Ashley and Giselle are like, what? So then Mia explains, or does she? So she's like, oh yeah, I hired a POC. And Stacy and Jazzy were like, and Ashley was like, point of contact. Even I was like, because I was like, ain't POC person of color? I was like, okay, point of contact, okay. So Mia says she hired a POC and she didn't know that Stacy and Jazzy were coming to Miami. So they immediately start calling bullshit. They like, no, Mia, you knew. So then Mia says that when she did find out that the ladies were in town, she reached out to meet them, but for her birthday dinner. But before she got there, by the time she got there, Jazzy and Stacy had already left. And Wendy's like, well, that's because you told him to be there at 8 and you didn't show up till 11. And Mia's like, I didn't show up till 9. But that's still an hour late. Like, who shows up an hour late to their birthday? I get it. It's your birthday. You want to make the grand entrance. But an hour is crazy. I can understand like 30 minutes. But an hour is crazy. So Stacy, she pulls up the receipts and passes her phone to Andy. And Andy reads them. Stacy gets the invite. Tells Mia she's going to be there. Mia replies and says, can't wait to see you. And then the day of, she doesn't hear from Mia until 12 o'clock at night or something like that. And then she tells Mia how disappointing and disrespectful it is that she came all the way out there to see her and celebrate her birthday with her just to be like basically ignored or not shown, whatever. So basically proving once again that Mia just be full of shit. So Mia tries to fake apologize. Nobody really wants to hear it. So then Wendy points out that only Stacy and Jazzy were invited to this birthday situation and nobody else was. So then Mia wants to start getting emotional. And she's like, it's just a lot going on, guys. A lot going on. So then Wendy calls Mia out. She's like, it feels like you always want to cry when you feel like you being called out. We ain't going for that today. You going to take some accountability. Like, yeah, it's the reunion. And Mia usually be able to take some shit. So I'm just surprised that she's so emotional at this moment. And I don't feel no bad. I don't feel no remorse. I don't feel sad for Mia or none of that. Because after what you did was that Miami? After what you did to Dr. Wendy, I don't fuck with you no more anyway. Never did. You have your little funny moments, but still never fucked with you. So then we get this final little part is the ladies, they take a break and Mia decides to go to Stacy's room to try to talk to her. Jazzy is there as well. She's trying to explain herself. Mia's trying to explain herself to Stacy and Jazzy. And Stacy's just like, well, I feel like you're only doing this because we're calling you out on it. And she tells Mia, I don't feel like your apology, I don't feel like your explanation or whatever you want to call this is genuine. And Mia's like, I understand that. And she leaves the room and goes to her room and starts bawling, crying. It's just like, nobody feels sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for you. You lie too much. You do wild-ass shit. You make wild-ass accusations and you think somebody's supposed to feel sorry for you. No, I don't feel sorry for you. Oh, did I get my grade for this reunion? I would give it a B minus. It wasn't bad. I'm mad we don't got Karen, but I understand why. But yeah, that's my thoughts for this first part of this reunion. And we see in the next episode that Mia's trying to walk out again because they holding her accountable for some more stuff. It looks like the only husbands that are going to be there are Eddie and... Who else could be there? I guess just Eddie. He probably going to be the only husband. And then we see Wendy get a text message about Greg, Kiana's ex-fiance, or whoever he is to her at this moment. I didn't really get a chance to see what it said. It was so quick. But, yeah, those are my little thoughts or whatever for this first part of this reunion. Comment below what you thought about this first part of this reunion. What you would grade it. If there's anything that I didn't talk about that you thought I should have or left out or I was off on, let me know. Or you just have a general opinion, leave it in the comments. Like and subscribe to the channel. If you sat here for 21 minutes and watched this review, you can take 5 seconds out your precious time to hit the like button and subscribe button. If you like things Real Housewives, then hitting the like button and subscribe button helps your algorithm bring up more things Housewives. So that's a plus to hitting the like button and subscribe button. It's anonymous. It's free. I don't know what else to say, but it's the best way to support my channel. So just like and subscribe. Comment below. Thanks for watching this review, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.